Hello, Lisa Chrysler with you on 7th season of Community Storytelling here at KCAT TV 15. You are in for such a treat. This is something a little different on Community Storytelling. And by the way, Community Storytelling, we got to thank Glenn Nakazawa for these wonderful photos he took of Los Gatos. Aren't they great? Blew them up, and here they are. They just make the set look so great. Linda Lester, always a sponsor, and this year we had a very generous anonymous donor, and we thank you so much for your sponsorship and help. So did I tell you you were in for a treat? I think I did. We have done so many different things over the seasons on Community Storytelling, but we've never had a young man in here playing the saxophone. Let me introduce you to my new good friend, 13-year-old. Are we about 14 or still 13?
Almost 14.
Almost 14-year-old Philip Nisevich. And you may say, I know that kid. I've seen him on weekends at Los Gatos Town Plaza. This kid, do we call you a prodigy? I think we do. You're 13 years old. I mean, you're incredible.
Thank you.
So what grade are you in at Rolling Hills Middle School? Is it middle school?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm in 8th.
You're going into 8th or you're going into 9th?
I'm going into high school.
That's right. That's right. We got a whole new year starting. Yeah. How long have you been playing the saxophone?
I've been playing for, I'd say, like 5-ish years, 5-6 years, maybe most of my life.
Most of your life.
A lot of my life. A lot of my life.
And it's only 14 years. You got so much more to come. So I know you come from a musical family. You live in Los Gatos, I believe, right?
Close.
Where's close?
Like Campbell.
Campbell,
Los Gatos.
close enough.
Like the border.
Well, and it's funny because Rolling Hills Middle School is in the Campbell Union School District, but it's in Los Gatos. And
yeah,
so,
it's
okay.
Kind of in that area.
Well, we're calling you one of our own, okay?
Okay.
Because I know you love the park down here.
Yeah.
And I know you come from a musical family. Your mom plays the piano.
That's right.
Your dad plays the guitar. Mm-hmm. You have a twin.
I do.
What's his name?
Benjamin.
Benjamin. Does he play something?
So he plays flute and in school percussion, so like drums, mallets, all that stuff.
So I guess it's true when they say it's in your genes when you're born. Because how about that? And you guys do concerts at home?
Sometimes, yeah.
And do the neighbors come over?
Oh, my dad has definitely encouraged it, and never made it true. We've had a lot of friends come over and do stuff like that.
Well, I'm thinking your neighbors are part of it anyway. You just don't know it. They put the windows up and they're listening. How much do you practice?
I try to practice as much as I can, but with a busy schedule, it's not easy to fit in a lot of time.
Okay, now you're sounding like a 40-year-old. What's the busy schedule?
Lots of out-of-school classes, definitely. So I have about 4 to 5 music classes a week, as well as math classes, and any spare time goes into electrical engineering.
So you're a brainiac and a saxophone prodigy.
That's right.
Where'd you get that from? I mean, you're young.
I've just really enjoyed a few things in my life, and that's engineering and music.
So is your dad an engineer?
My dad works on code, so I guess kind of.
He's kind of an engineer.
Guess it counts.
And how did you decide to play the saxophone?
So I guess the idea was I saw it, I loved it, I was too tiny for it, so I kept waiting, and eventually my hands grew big enough to play. And
is that what the thing is? Your hands have to be big enough?
Yeah. I mean, you can't reach the keys if they're too small, and I was young and I wanted to play it, and I got my chance.
How hard is it to learn how to? What do we call that thing that you blow into? Or I guess you don't blow into it. What do we call
mouthpiece.
it? It's just a mouthpiece.
How hard is it to play the saxophone in general? I would say it's probably one of the easiest instruments to learn between a lot of them, because it doesn't require too much to get a sound out of it, and after that it's just making it nice.
Well, and it looks like it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes, or are those called notes?
There's extra keys all over the place, but it's the fingerings are not too complicated, because it kind of just it goes down as the noting increases. So like or as the tone, the pitch decreases. The buttons just kind of close down. So it's very easy to learn the basics, and fingerings aren't the hardest thing on saxophone.
Did you start self-taught?
No, I started with lessons right away. And I had a saxophone instructor for most of my life. Her name was Miss Brittany Biala from Orange Music Studio. I love that place.
That's local, I guess.
That's local, yeah. Definitely, if people are looking for lessons, gotta check it out.
All right. Well, we'll see how good she is in a minute when we hear you.
She sadly left the studio not too long ago to become a veterinarian.
Talk about a different career.
I know.
Yeah.
But she was my saxophone teacher for most of my saxophone career, and she's taught me a lot. I got into jazz with her, and perfected a lot of my art.
So is jazz your favorite music? And is really that the only music that a saxophone plays, jazz?
Personally, I think jazz is, for me, jazz is my favorite, but saxophone can play anything. There's a lot of beautiful saxophone music that's classical music,
And do you have more than one saxophone, or once you have a saxophone, you don't need another one?
I only have one alto saxophone, but there's multiple sizes, so to speak. There's a tenor saxophone, which is slightly bigger, I'd say about that size, and I have one that's from the school. I'm gonna have to give that back soon because the school year's ending and I'm leaving.
Yeah, well, you don't need it. You got your own. Is this your own? This is your own, right?
This is mine.
Okay.
And in school, I play a Barry saxophone, which is one of the largest, and it's about 3.5 feet tall, I think.
Whoa.
So, smallest guy playing the biggest horn in the school. It's
And do you
fun.
hold that, or is it on a stand?
You hold it just like with a mouthpiece like this,
Okay.
and most likely it's on your side like this, or for me, just standing on the ground, and the mouthpiece comes all the way up.
And do you polish that thing?
I don't polish it, but I obviously clean the insides.
Yeah, because I guess does spit go in there?
Yeah.
Always wondered about that.
Always happens, and it sucks.
Yeah, okay. Now, I know that you go down like on weekends to just play in the park.
Yeah.
What made you decide to do that?
Well, I was interested in, playing for other people, playing for the community, and I wanted other people to hear my music. So I went out to the streets and started to play, and
I bet people love it.
People love it.
And what about kids? Do kids come up to you?
I have had kids come up to me, and I think it's great.
Oh, yeah.
I love when kids love that I'm playing, because just like that connection with other people, definitely.
So now, when you grow up, are you going to be an engineer, or are you going to be a saxophone player, or both? I guess.
It's still in question, but
Still in question.
the engineering side is definitely pays better.
Well, yes, it does. Unless you get behind some big artists. Who is your favorite jazz player?
I think one of my favorite jazz players for a while has been, what's his name? Charlie Parker. Parker.
Well, even I know Charlie Parker.
I love Charlie Parker.
Yes.
And one of my favorite jazz trumpet players, Clifford Brown. He was a very good trumpet player, who unfortunately passed away very young. But he was great, and I love a lot of his music.
So how often do you play a day? Do you take your saxophone out every day?
Not every day.
Not every day. And does Mom, when you don't, say, "Hey, should you get your saxophone out"?
Well, she's always urging me to play, and you got to balance flute as well.
So you're playing the flute too?
So I play flute too. Yeah. So there's a lot to balance.
Is it normal to play two different instruments?
There's definitely people that play multiple instruments, and the nice thing about saxophone and flute is the fingerings are very similar.
Okay.
So that's easy to remember.
One's a little heavier.
One is definitely a little heavier.
How heavy is? Can I pick it up?
Go ahead.
I've never held a sax. It's kind of heavy.
It's not too bad when you have
heavy.
it on your neck.
Well, then doesn't you get neck pain? Oh my goodness! Look at this thing. Wow. So was this a gift that you got?
So when I started,
I'll give it back because I'm afraid I'm going to drop it.
When I started playing saxophone, we had a rental, and I was basically we were renting until we paid it off, and
so they're expensive.
Yeah, they're not cheap, and the rental at one point became not enough, right? I started to get better, and the rental was not.
You were paying it every month. It's like, why are we doing this? Let's just get him one. Because
no, we had at that point we had paid off the rental.
Okay.
But the rental was not the best horn, so we had to. So we decided let's get a better horn, and essentially we came to this horn, and this is one of Yamaha's. I think, one of Yamaha's.
I've heard of Yamaha.
Yeah, they make everything.
Yeah. Did you give it a name?
I did not give it a name.
Do you think you should? Maybe?
I'm not sure.
I mean, it sounds
I've never given it a name. No,
maybe your best buddy. I don't know.
it could be.
Well, I'm excited. So tell us, can you play for us? I mean, you brought it here and you got a thing around your neck, so I think you can.
Of course I can.
What are you going to play for us?
I guess if I were to play, I would play Autumn Leaves.
Well, we all know Autumn Leaves. I would love that. Now, do you need to stand up? I know you brought
I
your
can
speaker
stand.
in, and you have your phone. What does your phone do? Is your phone an instrument too for it?
It's just backing it. It's everything but the saxophone. It's
okay.
It's like my little band in the background.
Your own little band in the background.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So, can I introduce you?
Of course.
Are you all ready? Do you have to do anything?
Just give me a second.
Okay. This is a first, and it's so exciting. And I hope San Jose Jazz is watching, because I would love to see you on stage someday. Have you ever gone down to San Jose Jazz?
I've never seen it.
You've got to go.
Okay.
Because I think you may be on stage someday. You
All
got
right.
to do that.
I'll definitely look into it.
Okay, I'll let you do what you have to do.
Okay.
Okay, and tell me when you're ready so I can give you a proper introduction.
Make sure this isn't in the way.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
You're all okay. All good. So, okay, let me introduce you. This is a first, and this is a big deal for community storytelling. KCAT TV 15. He is making his debut, and he is Philip Nisevich. And please give him a big hand at home. Okay. Autumn Leaves he will be playing. Oh, my goodness. My goodness! So, I feel like we need a tip jar. We have the. I feel that. was amazing.
Thank you
now,
so
when
much.
you're looking down, are you looking at your fingers, or are you just
No, I'm looking at the phone.
Okay, you're
Because
okay.
the phone has the chords on it,
Okay.
so I can solo over the chords. I know what to solo over.
And how do you not run out of air?
I'm still breathing in.
But you're doing it so well. Did that take a lot of training? That to me would be the hardest part.
Well, I mean, the nice thing about playing saxophone is you don't have to take your mouth completely off the mouthpiece to breathe in. So you just kind of play and breathe quickly, and it's not.
You are amazing. I don't know. Has your parents? How many 13-year-olds play the saxophone like you? Probably not many. And I don't think any here. You are amazing. You're in your band, I would assume, at Rolling Hills.
Of course, yeah.
And where can we see you around town? Because we got to see you.
So I like to play on the weekends in downtown Los Gatos, near the Central Park area.
Sure.
Or along the shops. I'll be anywhere there.
So the corner of North Santa Cruz and Main Street and
about there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This may be my favorite interview of all time.
Thank you so much.
You and it doesn't mean anything to you, but I know your mother is watching. You are so poised and so eloquent, and your talent is just amazing.
Thank you.
And you're so smart.
Thank you so much.
And you've got such good manners.
Thank you.
I'm taking you home. I think my neighbors would love to hear you playing all the time. You are great. Well, Philip, I know this is just the beginning. And, I think, we always have festivals. You got to start getting your name out there. I want to see you playing on stage.
I'm doing my best.
Would you love to do that? I mean, is that something you'd like to do?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Play on stage.
Well, and you're great. You're so personable. I'll be your manager.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a deal?
Perfect.
Was that not something else? I mean, I'm just blown away. Which would be a good thing to say, blown away, right? Yeah. Okay. Philip Nisevich, I mean, what an amazing kid, 13 years old, going to be 14, and look for him around town. And when you see him, say, hey, I saw you on KCAT TV 15. This really was just so wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm thinking it's probably your mom who nominated you, and I'm so glad she did, because this is just great. I don't know. We've never had a story like this on community storytelling. This is just amazing. Thank you for being with us today and to see this and to enjoy it. And yeah, look for Philip around town and look for me around town too. Why not? Hey, I'm Lisa Chrysler, and thank you so much for being with us for this episode of Community Storytelling on KCAT TV 15.